Hello and welcome. If you're here with me in live, put live in the comments. If you're catching this on replay, put replay in the comments so I can see when you've watched and tuned in. I hope you're having a lovely day, and I want to talk to you about coffee this morning. If you're a huge coffee lover like me and you want to know if it's going to give you that added advantage to going through that body transformation and losing fat, I am going to give you some great support of how we can use this to really work towards your goal, okay? So yes, caffeine is a fantastic stimulant, okay? So not only does it obviously stop hunger, okay, and that's a great tool for reducing hunger. Anything that reduces hunger is absolutely fantastic. But caffeine also stimulates the nervous system, okay, which sends a response to our fat cells and encourages us to metabolize fat cells. So caffeine can be a great stimulant to utilize along the journey, but if you are someone that is having too many cups of caffeine a day, and it's affecting your sleep without you even realizing it. Sleep is when we recover and repair, okay, which is an essential part of the body transformation. So if your sleep quality drops off, then actually, this becomes counterproductive, okay? So to give you some advice on how to structure your caffeine, I used to be a 10 to 12 cups a day lady, and I was fairly addictive to caffeine, and I really had to work on pulling caffeine back. So if you are someone that's having a lot of caffeine, we need to start reducing your caffeine, and we need to start bringing it in earlier in the day. The greatest time to have caffeine is first thing in the morning and pre-workout, okay, if you're working out before midday. So what I would do personally is I have a cup of coffee when I wake up, and I have a cup of coffee pre-workout because I train before midday. And that's the only caffeine I have within the day. Then after midday, I go on to decaf, okay? Now, if you're someone that's having caffeine all throughout the day at the moment, don't just go cold turkey and go and cut it off at midday because you'll probably feel headaches and feel quite yucky. So what I want you to do is start bringing your caffeine forward, okay, gradually over the next few weeks. Because we don't want to go too aggressive on this front because your body will give you some nasty symptoms as a byproduct. So let's think about caffeine up to midday, and then after midday we want to move on to decaf. Now, green tea is heavily caffeinated, okay, so don't get caught up thinking, oh, it's tea, it's not going to be high in caffeine. Highly caffeinated, okay? And actually a lot of the teas that you sometimes pick up, you need to check on the back to see if they've got caffeine in, because a lot do. If you have like Nestle sachets that you love, they've all got caffeine in, okay? So we need to be fizzy drinks, things like that. A lot of them have caffeine in. So we need to really look at the label and make sure that we are reducing caffeine down. And I personally feel that 2 cups a day is a great amount of caffeine to enjoy, and to also deliver the purpose of what the caffeine is here to do. Now, I told you that coffee is superb for signaling those fat cells to tell us to break down fat. Okay, I told you that, right? But it can only give us that benefit when we've got all of our other variables in the right place, okay? So we need to have food volume in the right place. We need to have exercise in the right place. We need to have movement outside of exercise in the right place. As long as we've got all those 3 variables in the right place, that 2 to 3% advantage that caffeine might give us will only come into play, okay? That 2 to 3% will not give us any visual change or show us anything unless we are changing all those other variables at the same time. So the focus has got to be on ticking all those boxes and then utilizing caffeine as a form of enjoyable, if you're like me and you love caffeine, you can enjoy this and it will benefit your goal, but you've got to structure it around what works for you. We bring it forward because it will affect your sleep quality. Even if you feel that you're a great sleeper, if you're having caffeine near bed, we don't want to be doing that. We want to be bringing it forward, okay, because it will affect your sleep quality. Because caffeine, your body can only metabolize caffeine at a certain rate. So what will happen is cup 1, cup 2, cup 3, cup 4, cup 5, cup 6, okay? Suddenly you've got a hell of a lot of caffeine in your system, and it just builds up and builds up and builds up. So what we need to do is actually give your body some time to build down after you've got to coffee, before you're going into your sleep cycle, okay? And sleep is everything when you're going through this journey, a huge priority. So I'd love to know in comments, are you joining me on the 2-cup rule? 2-cup rule, put 2-cup rule in the comments if you are joining me on this. Trust me, it will really, really help you. And also if you've utilized it to mask hunger in the past, I get it, completely understand. But if that leads to then backloading and not eating for large amounts of time and then hoarding food as a byproduct of that because you're over hungry, okay, we need to really identify how important it is to have a solid structure with your food first, because caffeine taking away your appetite and then leading to over consuming later on, it's not ideal and it's not going to get us to where we want to be, okay? So pop in comments, are you joining me on the 2-cup rule, okay? Have you got any questions? Tell me, pop me in comments. If you need some support to identify what the food should be looking like and workouts, okay, just reach me in my inbox. I'm more than happy to chat with you one-to-one. But let's enjoy our coffee, but let's make sure it works in your favor towards your goal. Have an amazing day, and I'll catch you soon.